Good morning, Chesley. Man, I got to tell you, a lot has happened in the last 15 minutes. This vote dump came in at 4:16, and it is now 4:35 in the morning. This last vote dump of about 1,800 votes is what flipped Georgia blue, at least for this moment. So here, we're taking a look at Clayton County right now because all eyes are on Clayton County. And look, we already knew that Biden was ahead just in this county by a pretty good margin here. But look, if we now zoom out to the whole state, look at these numbers over here. You haven't seen this in many, many years. Biden now on top. Again, these percentage points, they round up or round down. So there is actually like a 0.2 percentage point difference here. But Biden is now ahead by about 917 votes in Georgia. Look at this. This will give you a good visual representation. This graph right here shows how the gap has narrowed. Okay, let's think back to Wednesday. Wednesday, there was about 100,000 vote gap where President Trump was ahead. Look at what's happened since Wednesday. Now you come here, this is where the vote margin narrowed. A couple of hours ago, it was at about, Trump was still ahead by about 463 votes. And in this last update at 4:16, Biden pulled ahead. You can see if you look really close. Come here, Napoleon, zoom in on this so they can see it. It's very subtle, but it is true. That blue line is on top. And that means Biden has pulled ahead in Georgia. Now, they are still counting votes. It's unclear how many they have left to go in Clayton County, but Clayton County is not the only one counting. So we will keep monitoring this. This spread is probably going to change, whether it's going to go up or down, and for which candidate still remains to be seen. I'll keep my eye on it throughout the morning. We're going to take you back out to Gwinnett County as we continue to follow this massive car fire on I-85, an inferno on the interstate that has shut down I-85 in both directions. This is a live look from our traffic camera. You can see on the left side of your screen that black smoke that is pummeling up into the air. That is where the crash happened. We're told it was a tractor trailer and two vehicles. Now, from this side, you can't see the flames, but from where our reporter, Nick Sturdivant, is, he made his way to the scene, got there just a few moments ago, says you can actually see the flames. And Nick, you say people who have been sitting there in their cars are starting to abandon them.
Yes, we're going to be here working to gather more information, trying to figure out what exactly happened here on I-85.
Nick, I was just reading a tweet from Gwinnett County Police. They are indicating that they are trying to evacuate some of the drivers from their cars and even trying to evacuate some of the nearby businesses. From where you can see, can you tell what businesses are in the area that might be evacuated, especially now that this second fire seems to have popped up? We're still working to learn more information about exactly where that is and why. But from what you can see in the area, pretty populated industrial area, what businesses are around there that looks like they might need to evacuate?
So to the left of me, there's a I-85.
And Nick, now that the second fire has popped up, obviously we're all wondering what could have caused an inferno of this size, because when we first saw this fire, I mean, it was stunning. Those flames were several feet in the air, and it was blazing quite brightly. So, the flames have come down from that moment when we first saw the fire, but it is still burning actively. Can you tell how many fire trucks and how many crews are on scene trying to contain this?
From my view, about a dozen. This road near the southbound lane on I-85, Christy.
All right, Nick, thank you. I know it took a lot of finessing to get to the point where you could see the fire and report all of this for us. Stay safe out there and keep an eye on that second black plume of smoke. We have to take a break real quick, but when we come back, we'll come right back out to you, Nick. Stay with us.
So again, this is still a developing story, Christy.
Yeah, and that fire was truly stunning the last time we saw it when it first started about an hour and a half ago. And Nick, the last time, this is video from when the fire first started. You can see those flames several feet up in the air, 3 huge plumes of black smoke as people are abandoning their cars on the highway, jumping over the concrete median to evacuate, and just leaving their cars on I-85. Both sides of the interstate were shut down, and it is still an active scene. As Nick said, about a dozen different fire trucks are there trying to contain this fire. But look at those flames. We're all wondering at this point what caused such bright and such a serious fire between a tractor trailer and two vehicles. We had a chance to speak with a couple witnesses who were there on the scene. Let's take a listen.
To be honest with you, it looked like a fuel truck exploded. About 15 or 16 different explosions. Not sure if that was fuel tanks, tires, what that exactly was. But then it's believed to be a fuel truck. Again, it looked like fuel was dumping into the storm drains. The storm drains did start exploding next to us, flames shooting out, grates lifting up. And so they did pull us back pretty quick.
And that would explain why the first responders and police were telling people to be wary of the manhole covers, especially if that is true, if this was a fuel truck. We're working with Gwinnett County Police and DOT to figure out and confirm all of this information. But if it was a fuel truck, that makes sense because those flames were so bright. Let's go back out to Nick Sturdivant, who is live on the scene. Nick, last time we saw you about 5 to 10 minutes ago, there was a second black plume of smoke just to the left of the original car fire on the interstate. It looks, from what I can see, that it has gone away, but what can you see there on scene? It looks like maybe he can't hear us, but based on that video, it looks like that second fire is at least out at this point. A tweet from Gwinnett County Police says that they are currently evacuating people in their cars and even in the nearby businesses. At this point, people have been sitting in their cars for at least an hour. Both sides of the interstate are completely shut down, and because of those concrete medians and the concrete barriers on the side, there's no way for them to exit the interstate. They are essentially blocked in on both sides. So people are abandoning their cars. The ones who have stayed are trying to get a better look at the fire, standing on top of their cars and on top of the median. Of course, the best thing to do right now is just let first responders do their job. I think we have Nick again. Let's go back out to the scene. Nick, I still want to ask you, the last time we spoke to you about 10 minutes ago, there was that second black plume of smoke just to the left. From what we can see, it looks like it has gone away and been contained, but what can you see there on scene?
More information, Christy.
Yeah, one of the witnesses saying it was a fuel tanker. They also heard explosions as the fuel was spilling into the storm drains. Nick, have you heard anything like an explosion where you are?
We haven't heard anything, Christy, at all. We haven't heard anything as far as an explosion. All we've seen is black smoke, flames, and people stuck on the highway, essentially.
Okay, thanks a lot, Nick. At this point, one confirmed fatality. We're going to take a break and then we'll come right back. Stay with us. We know our new normal is impacting your family on all levels. So here at 11 Alive, it's our mission to bring you the facts, not fear. We're going to get through this together. So now let's do a deep dive into COVID-19 cases in Georgia to give you a bigger picture on how this pandemic is impacting our community. This morning, we're taking a closer look at 3 counties, starting with Fulton. Each bar along the bottom of this graph represents a single day's new cases. Now, we're focused on this area in the red zone on the right of your screen, indicating when we started reopening Georgia. Overall, cases seem to be leveling off in Fulton County after a pretty big spike on May 6th. Now, we'll be keeping an eye on that. So our 11 Alive community storm trackers are doing an excellent job being our eyes and ears out in the community, letting us know when and where they're seeing snow. I've compiled a few of them for you because we're seeing snow across a wide-ranging area. Let's see if we can pull up some of those pictures. Let's see, this one is from the Gwinnett Stripers. Looks like their field is completely blanketed in white. Here, this is a good reminder. Atlanta Fulton EMA saying they're beginning to see some snow on the north side of the county and even a few accidents. So reminding everybody to take it slow in the heavy snow. It's hard to see the lanes sometimes. Okay, so this Twitter user right here, he's seeing about 2 inches of snow up in Woodstock. He's got the ruler dipped down into the snow, and that's always impressive. You know, when we first started going live this morning, Doug used his pin and there was maybe millimeters, but now we're up to inches, and that's always exciting to see. This one is in Jefferson, Georgia, about 11 o'clock, about 20 minutes ago. Quite more than a dusting there. I've even seen a couple people from Athens report some snow. It's so pretty when everything gets blanketed, you know, and our inner kid comes out of all of us when we see when we see the snow come down. A couple excellent pictures of kids out there building snowmen, tasting the snowflakes just with pure joy on their faces. This is what we love to see. So no matter where you are, keep sending in your pictures of the snow that you're seeing, the snowmen that you're building, and the fun you're having. Please stay safe as you're out there, even having fun in the snow. We'll continue looking for your pictures and compiling them. You might see them on air.
Christy.
Man, Wes, that shot from Blue Ridge is incredible. That's not just a couple of flurries. The snow is coming down there. This is a live look from Blue Ridge. Counties to the north expected to see the most impact like this. Nick Sturdivant joining us live this morning from Blairsville. Nick, I can see the flurries in your shot.
Down Blairsville. Christy.
All right, that's a great report. I know we all turn into little kids when we see snow in Georgia. Stay safe up there, Nick. Georgia Department of Transportation trying to get ahead of the winter weather. Early this morning, several salt and brine trucks rolled out to prep the roads for more than 2 inches of snow that's possible in some areas. Doug Richards continues our winter weather coverage from Canton now with more on how those preps are getting underway. Good morning, Doug.
Yes, but maybe it'll pick up. Back to you.
I like what you've coined. That should be a hashtag Snowflake 2020. That's what we'll call this event. Thanks a lot, Doug. All right, with the threat of winter weather right now, flights headed out of Hartsfield-Jackson not showing any delays, so that's good news. But as the day goes on and the weather gets worse, that could always change. So make sure you check with your airline before you head out. And if those delays start, remember to be patient. Because of the potential weather today, Banks County Schools announcing all ACT testing is canceled for today. Now, we're tracking snow, but keep in mind, less than 48 hours ago, it was severe flooding and storms hitting some of these same areas. Yesterday, the National Weather Service confirmed a tornado swept through Gordon County during Thursday's storms. The EF0 tornado damaged several homes and uprooted numerous trees around Adairsville. The agency said the twister lasted a total of 2 minutes. In Hall County, road repairs continue after strong floodwaters and a water main break washed away part of a road there. This is what we saw on Calvary Church Road, which remains closed. At last check, Lawson Road remains closed as well. Our cameras also caught fire crews rescuing some kayakers from the West Fork Little River. At least one of them had to climb up into a tree when storm water started to surge. And in Habersham County, an Amazon driver forced to climb on top of his truck to escape the rising floodwaters. We're told he got stuck after trying to drive through high water. Never a good idea. First responders tossed him a life jacket and helped pull him to safety. And this is what it looked like on Creasy Patch Road in Alto. The sheriff's office posted this video to its Facebook page. Now we have more pictures and video on our website, 11alive.com. That's where you can find updates on road closures and those ongoing repairs. You can also track the snow as it moves into our area with the 11 Alive app. Are you seeing a downfall like in the Blue Ridge Mountains, or maybe just a snowflake or two like in Canton where Doug was? Download it now to keep up with our interactive forecast. And send us pictures. This time of sheltering at home has been especially taxing for people with loved ones in senior living communities. Nursing homes, assisted living, memory care, they've all been closed to family and visitors for about a month now, putting extra strain on the staff to take care of the most vulnerable population during this pandemic. I spoke with a supervisor for the assisted living wing at Orchard at Brookhaven. Teresa Bowens tells me what it's been like for them.
There were some moments where I was like, I don't know what's going on, but we just kind of keep going with it. I'm trying not to let my fear show for the staff because, I want them to stay calm and realize that everything's going to be okay. And I don't want to show fear, because I want the residents to know that everything's going to be okay.
Now, coming up this week on Morning Rush, you'll hear more from Teresa as I take you inside that senior living community through videos and pictures to show you what it's been like during this unprecedented time. Now, one of the reasons I can take you in there is because that's where my dad lives. And with these visitation restrictions, even my family hasn't been able to see him in a month. So we've also gotten creative with our visits. Just a couple of days ago, we saw each other through the lobby window. He didn't quite understand why I couldn't come inside, but we had a few good laughs together, and tell you, it was really good to see his face. And based on that picture, I think he was pretty happy to see me too. So if your family is going through this, know this. No, we are in it with you. I am in it with you, and we will get through it together.